What's important about having a king? Okay, I'm going to ask the really bad question then. What's important about having a president? A leader. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. We don't have kings here, do we? We have presidents. And it's important to have a president or a king so that you have somebody to lead the country. And that's what their responsibility is supposed to be. It's to lead the country and make sure that things are going the right way. It's the same way if you have someone at work that's the boss over you and you have to do what they say. You follow what they say to do. And if you don't, then you get in trouble. Well, a king is the same way. You follow what the king says and you are okay. If you remember when we were talking before David earlier in the year, we talked about the fact that the Jewish people had to have a king. That was one of the things they just thought they had to have. Got to keep up with the Joneses, and this country over here has got a king, so therefore we got to have a king too. And they begged God and begged God and begged God, and God finally said, okay, I will give you a king. It's not a good idea, but I'll give you one. They got their king, and he was not a good king. But they had to have a king. And before Saul died, Saul finds out that there's another king anointed, David. And David's a little boy. But the Jewish people felt that they had to have a king. They had to have somebody to guide them. Now, I'm thinking they probably already had somebody to lead them and guide them, right? You think God would do that? Why couldn't they just follow God? They had to have someone that was here in front of them that could say to them, this is what I want you to do. This is how to follow me. They felt like they had to have somebody ever present. They didn't allow God to be their king. They wanted another person to do that. Now, I'm thinking on the hierarchy of things that we have the preacher, we have the district superintendent, we have the bishop, and then above the bishop comes God. So if I can go directly to God without going through the bishop, then I think I'm good. If I can go directly to the king without going through all the servants, I think I'm in good shape. How about y'all? God set up things in the world so that he would be the king. He would be the ruler. He would be the one that oversaw everything. But we can't have that. We want something different. We always want something different. We can't be happy with what we've got. During this Christmas season, we spend so much time and so much effort on doing things that won't matter in 10 years. But do we spend time and effort on the fact that the King of Kings is being born? That's truly what this celebration is about. Today, in the chest, y'all have homework. Not homework, not something that y'all have to do, but yes, there is. There's a prize in there too, but there's homework too. Because I want you to do something very special. And Dodie has been begging me to do this for a long time. And so today she's going to get to do this. She's saying, I don't want to say anything. What is something that your King of Kings has done for you? What is something that God has done for you? Do you realize that every year this little church sends out how many cards? About 5,000 cards every year for 12 years. This is the 12th year, 5,000 cards a year. Do the math. That's a lot of cards. And did you know that there's certain people in this church who will take their time and they'll take a box of cards home with them? There's some people that will buy the cards, and they'll take the card home with them, and they'll write in them. And they will write something about to a special person, and Dodie's going to tell you what to write in it in a minute. But after they do that, they bring it back to Dodie, and then Dodie and Nancy compile these 5,000 cards. And after they collect all these 5,000 cards, then they call and say, how many residents do you have at your nursing home? And they take, people in the church take that many cards to the nursing home so that every person in every nursing home close to us, I know there's some in Guilford County, there's some in Rockingham County, and I don't know if there's any in Alamance or not. 5,000 cards, that's a lot of cards, that's a lot of people. So that these people can know that somebody thought about them, that somebody cared about them, that somebody wanted to let them know that their king was still waiting at the door for them. That their king said, you know, it doesn't matter if you go out and get dirty. It doesn't matter if you go out and play all day. I'm going to be here when you come back home. And every year, every one of these people will get a card. So we have cards in the box this morning with the names of Jesus on them. And I'm going to ask you to take these, and you can take one or two, however many you want to take. There's 72 in there, so that tells you just don't take more than 72. But to write in it something that your king has done for you. A note of encouragement of what your king has done for you. These may be delivered this year. These may be delivered next year. This may be delivered the year after that. But it's a personal note about your personal king, about the person that you follow and that you love and that you know loves you. So that when one of those people open up this card, they can see that somebody cared enough to write that their king rules and their king is still there for them and that they're not alone in this world. You can write whatever you want to. Don't put your name. You have to have the name of the church. Dodie? Okay, so when you sign it, just sign it, Shiloh United Methodist Church. On the envelope, put to someone special. Folks, our King reigns. We're able to come and we're able to celebrate today. We're able to share with each other, and we know that our King still reigns. But when you're in a nursing home and you're so far away from people and so far away from love, how can you feel the love of God? We got a call last year from a young lady, and she said, I wanted to call and say how much I appreciated you thinking of my mother. That she had gotten no Christmas card since she had been in the nursing home. And we had sent her her Christmas card. It not only touches the person that gets the card, it touches the family, and it makes a difference. We're here to do the King's work. Today, this is the King's work, to share with each other the love of God. There's also in here a little ornament that says King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Holy One. It has several different names of Jesus. And I did one per family on these, if you would, but they're in there too. But what has God done for you? What has the King done for you? Not just during this Advent season, but during your whole life. Has He healed something that was broken? Has He given you things when you were in need? What can you share with somebody to tell them what God has done for you. I could say this morning, y'all share with me and tell me. And I know what will happen. Everybody looks down. They don't want to see me. And if I look at one person especially, they'll look away. But can't you write what God has done for you? Can't you share with somebody what God has done for you? Can't you tell somebody that the King of Kings still reigns and that He's still alive? Can't you share with somebody that you still have that trust and peace, and that today, whatever day it is, you want to share with them that joy. You want to share with them that peace, that hope. It doesn't have to be a long dissertation. Just a little note and a card to someone special. Don't we like to get something to someone special when we get gifts? Folks, we are all God's special gifts. And today we are the princesses and princes of God. Therefore, He is our King. And as we do His work today, we do it by writing it on a card to send it to somebody who needs to hear that word and to know that they have not been forsaken and that the King of Kings is always at the door waiting with open arms, so that when we leave this world, when we leave this place, no matter where we're at, we know that God has His arms open for us. Amen.